In this video today we have Josh's 981 Cayman S. It's about time we had a 981 on here. So many 987s, all the Caymans are great. Josh, thanks for sending me in this video. I suspect you're going to cause me to spend some money on my car now that I know I can get modifications from Porsche to make my car look that little bit more special, as you've done. If you'd like to see your car on this channel, send me a video at maxrevscars@gmail.com. And Josh, over to you, mate.
Oh, hi Max, my name's Josh and this is my little 981 Cayman S. Hope you and your viewers are keeping safe in this horrible climate at the moment. Hopefully we'll be back out in our cars soon enough, enjoying the summer roads. This is my little 981 Cayman S that I've had for about a year and a half. I bought it privately, but still had the approved used warranty on the vehicle, which was a real bonus, safety net. Originally I was looking for a GTS, but I really couldn't justify the extra cost, or quite stretched to it, to be honest. But I really was keen to try and find a real high spec Cayman S. This one popped up. I was looking for about 6 months, and yeah, it suited the bill. So it's got the nicer wheels that I wanted. I think they're Carrera 2S wheels in 20-inch. It's got PASM and extended leather. One of the biggest things that I was interested in purchasing a car with was the Porsche Torque Vectoring, which is the mechanical limit slip diff. I've had lots of vehicles with diffs, and in my opinion they do make a difference on the road, not just the track. So yeah, really pleased with it. I've done a few little modifications to it. Not crazy modifications, but I've got the spider rear ducktail spoiler, which just suits it really nicely. Just flicks up a little bit more aggressively, and just gives it a little bit more aggression on the back. And then I've got the GTS rear diffuser, Tech Art exhaust tips were just a little bit meatier. They protrude just a touch further out, which I really like the look of. I've added 15mm spacers front and rear. Just gives it a little bit better stance. It fills the arches out. I haven't noticed any worse handling traits at all. And I was a little bit worried about stone chips, so you probably can't quite see it on camera, but I actually added some mud flaps. If I put it around this way, you can just see them. They just protrude a little bit further out. And then when you stand back from the car, you just can't see them, so they're well worth doing for a real cheap little thing to save the rear quarter there, because they do get chipped up. And with adding the 15mm space, I was a little bit concerned about that. The only word of caution I would say if you're going to do it is, I can't remember if it's the driver's side or the passenger's side, the reservoir for the washer fluid is behind there, so take the arch liner out so you can see what you're doing properly before you drill into that, because you wouldn't want to drill through it and cause yourself a right headache with a leak. Had the front lip wrapped, which looks a little bit more aggressive, I think. And that's it for the outside really. And then moving on to the inside, done a few little bits and bobs in here. As you can see, it's got the full extended leather, which is really nice to have because it does make it feel a lot more luxurious in there. I had the steering wheel recovered in Alcantara with the 12 o'clock red stitching, which is really nice. Moving down, they were, as a cheap little mod that I done, was just used a felt tip red pen and coloured in the Porsche just to put a bit of colour into it. I like those sort of mods that you can do yourself and just cheap and cheerful, make a big difference. I added the red seat belts from a company, which was really cheap again, about £35 each, I think £40 each to have those re-webbed. And that's the original Porsche fabric that they use, so it's identical, so the colour and everything. I'll leave Max the details of them if anybody wants to get a really helpful company. As you can see, it's pretty well spec'd. And then the biggest thing that I bought recently was the Porsche Sports carbon fibre folding bucket seats with the embossed headrests, and they're heated as well. They work with my heated seats and everything, which I absolutely love, make a huge difference. And then I actually removed the centre sections and I sprayed them at home, just white, just to match in with the car and make it look a little bit nice from the outside. They were ridiculously expensive, but I couldn't find any second hand, and the ones that I did find were really expensive anyway, so I got a half decent deal on them, so pleased with that. And if you shut the door and look at it from through here, I just really like, just really nice aggressive look to them. They're really supportive. The car did come with sports plus seats, so I'm in an R on whether to sell them. If anybody's interested, then perhaps get in touch with Max and you can pass my email address on. They're mint condition, they've done about 24,000 miles, always had covers on them. Yeah, so that's pretty much it really. Future plans for it, keep it mint like it is. And I've also bought the aero package kit from Porsche, which basically consists of the GTS front bumper and rear section. I've already got the rear section on it, so I don't need that fitted, but I've actually booked it in already with Porsche approved body shop down in Bournemouth to fit and spray and everything, the front end, and fit all of that, which I think will make it, you know, pretty much a GTS for a cut price version of it. Because the GTS is about 15 to 20,000 pound more, and I couldn't really justify that, and there's no point in swapping the car for a GTS really now. I've done bits and bobs to it and made it my own, and know the car, and the cost to have it done from Porsche including parts is under £3,000 to have it all fitted and everything, which I think, to make it look like a GTS when they're 15 to 20,000 pound extra, I think it's worth it if you're going to keep the car for a little bit. The only thing I haven't really said is why I bought the Cayman instead of something else. I've always loved the Cayman ever since they came out, the first generation of them. I think the shape of them and everything are absolutely amazing, and also the size of them. I live down the New Forest, on the edge of the New Forest, and the roads aren't particularly big, so it's the perfect size for the roads that I drive on. Doesn't really warrant having a huge horsepower bigger vehicle. I've had M3 E92s and stuff like that, M3s, and they're just a little bit too big, to be honest, for the roads that I prefer to drive on. I've always loved the Cayman, like I said. I think they're the perfect balance between speed or acceleration and handling, cornering capabilities. Love the way they look. I personally like the 981 generation. I think that's just hit the nail on the head for me. It's still old school enough, but still looks modern today. Yeah, I really do like it. I did test drive a 997 Carrera S alongside the Cayman S 981 back to back about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and the driving difference was different world really. I really did prefer obviously the Cayman, the way it drove, the way it sounded, the way it felt to the 997 Carrera S, which is obviously an older generation 911. Beautiful car still. I'm a huge Porsche fan. This is my first Porsche that I've had. I've had other vehicles like Honda S2000s and lots of other little sports cars, but this is by far the best sports car that I've had as an overall package. It suits every thing that I do really. I can go out with my wife in it, and it's quite classy. My boy, I've got two young boys, and they both love it. Yeah, and I would like to upgrade, like everyone does really, eventually maybe to a GT4, but I'm not willing to go into debt for a vehicle or car, because it takes the fun out of it. I'm a bit of a worrier, so that would worry me really. Yeah, maybe look at it in the future when I've saved up a little bit more money, but at the moment, for this foreseeable future, I'm really happy with mine. I don't do too many miles in it, and I'm not worried about doing more miles in it, and that's the other thing that plays on my mind with the GT4s. They seem to be very mileage sensitive, any of the top end sort of stuff does, and I don't want to be worried about taking it out and just doing normal stuff with it. It feel like I'm depreciating the vehicle, depreciating the car. As with the Cayman S, it's not such a factor in it, so I do use it. Don't use it loads, but I use it often, and get real good enjoyment out of it. yeah, so they're my points. So like I say, maybe I'll look into a GT4, but at the moment really pleased with it. Anyone looking into getting one who's local, Hampshire area, New Forest, then give us an email. More than welcome to meet up and have a little chat about them. And yeah, they're just brilliant cars, and I've thoroughly enjoyed having it.